what I've just told you about the airplane journey, when we got Park on as the co-pilot. I've actually got footage of Park on that plane.
A man nobody had ever heard of stepped in front of a camera and claimed that Tupac never died that night, that he personally disguised the rapper as a co-pilot, flew him out of the country with Fidel Castro's blessing, and had video footage to prove every word of it. Well, that was until the man himself turned up dead. The night the world lost Tupac. September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas. The city was already packed, already loud, already electric, with tens of thousands of people who had come for one reason: to watch Mike Tyson dismantle another man in a boxing ring. And that night, Tyson did exactly what everyone expected. He dropped Bruce Seldon in the first round. The whole fight lasted less time than it takes to order a drink, but the real battle of that night had nothing to do with what happened inside that arena. Earlier that evening, Tupac Shakur had been moving through the MGM Grand Lobby when a death row associate spotted a familiar face in the crowd. His name was Orlando Anderson. He was a member of the Southside Compton Crips, and word had gotten around that Anderson had been part of a crew that tried to rob a death row affiliate at a Foot Locker store back in July. A crew that yanked a death row chain right off a man's neck in a California mall like it was nothing. That was all it took. Tupac walked up to Anderson, looked him in the face, and asked him where he was from. Before Anderson could say much, fists started flying. Caught in full-on hotel surveillance footage, Tupac's people joined in. Death Row CEO Suge Knight joined in. The whole thing was over in under a minute. Security broke it up and everybody scattered. No one was arrested. No one pressed charges. But someone in that crowd was not finished. After the fight, Tupac went back to his hotel. He changed into casual clothes, and in a decision that would cost him everything, he chose not to put on his bulletproof vest. The desert heat made it feel unnecessary that night. Around 10 o'clock, he climbed into the passenger seat of Suge Knight's black BMW 750IL. They were part of a convoy of vehicles rolling toward Club 662, a night-owned venue where Tupac was booked to perform. The convoy barely got moving before police stopped them. Bike patrol officers pulled Knight over for a loud stereo and missing license plates, which turned out to be sitting right in the trunk. No ticket, no arrest. They were waved along in minutes. It seemed like nothing. A random, forgettable nuisance on a big night in Las Vegas. But that small delay had quietly placed them exactly where they needed to be for what came next. At 11:10 at night, Tupac's car came to a stop at the intersection of East Flamingo Road and Colville Lane. Girls in a car next to them were calling out to Tupac. He was leaning out the window, laughing, waving them toward the club. The mood was high. He was on top of the world. And then a white Cadillac rolled up on the right side. 13 shots fired from the back seat, a .40 caliber Glock. 4 bullets found Tupac, twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh. Suge Knight was grazed in the head by shrapnel. The Cadillac disappeared into the night before anyone could react. Knight, tires blown out, blood running down the side of his head, drove over a mile through traffic before police bike officers intercepted the convoy near Las Vegas Boulevard and Harmon Avenue. And this is where it gets very real.
And I looked at him and I was like, you know what, this guy's probably gonna die.
That is Officer Chris Carroll, the very first responder on the scene that night. He leaned over Tupac, who was slumped against the passenger door.